Let's get into some market action today. Things are heating up in the crypto markets. We'll break it down for you. My name is Paul Barron. Welcome back into Tech Path. This is going to be a good one. We will, of course, get started. And I do want to thank our sponsor, and that is Coinbase. Looking for a great place to get started in your crypto journey? Well, Coinbase is the spot to take in, and the future of money is here. This is the most trusted place for both people and businesses to buy, sell, and use crypto. So get over to Coinbase.com. You guys can get up to $200 in crypto to get started over there. So if you don't have an account and you need to open one, this is the time to do it. Use our link down below to get started. I think this is a good spot for you guys to get going. If you're not in crypto right now, even if you are, and you're just looking for another trading place, check it out. All right, let's get into it today. Of course, joining me from abroad is our international correspondent here. I feel like all the time with Mr. Evan Aldo. I'm going to give you the new title, International Trading Correspondent, Chief International Trading Correspondent, Evan Aldo, coming in. How you doing, man?
You got a microphone next to you. Doing well, living life, enjoying it.
I like it. So I know you're out there, you're checking out the world, checking where crypto is hot and where it's not. But we got to talk about Ethereum. Ethereum's got to come back on the trail, it seems. Right now, you've got Trump-linked fund by truckloads of ETH. Yeah, so we're seeing a little bit of movement here on Ethereum in general. A couple of points in the article here that I want to hit on is World Liberty Financial. This is the company of Trump's DeFi protocol. They, of course, are out purchasing more ETH, about 200 million since November. The other thing is ETH could easily, some people anticipate, hitting 4,500 in February. I want to go to your charts, Evan. Do you like 4,500 in February?
By mid-March, but I think yes. I mean, to answer your question is simply yes, most likely. And let's show you the chart right here. The big thing here, trigger wave. Well, last time we saw this, a big kind of trajectory upward. This is a huge trajectory upward. Now, we could get an estimate of where you could potentially end up. This is into April for a potential new all-time high. I think there's a good shot of a new all-time high by around mid-March into April. So jumping up to kind of answer your question, I think we could get by the end of February. I don't know about a new all-time high, but I'm looking at 4,300. I'm looking at that 4,300. So a new high since March of 24, and then hopefully into March or April, getting to that new all-time high, and then hopefully getting to 5,500. And then in the grand scheme of things, I think there's a good shot of by September, by end of year, getting up to that 7,400. So I think it's going to be a long year. A lot of good things too. You see this VWAP coming up, this yellow line, which is our VWAP coming up on our 5-day. Similar thing happened right here. This is called a trigger wave. So that's kind of this I was telling you about. Big trajectory upward. This will probably take longer this time, but yeah, I mean, that's a good trajectory into mid-year 6,000. So based on what you're saying on the fundamentals, I think it's highly unlikely this is going to, really go down. There's a lot of fear with this. I think this is a perfect time to buy ETH, not financial advice. I could be wrong, but it's a perfect time to get into ETH.
Well, and there are some indicators here in terms of ETH outperforming Bitcoin. And many people have been kind of alluding to this, that it's coming. And of course, ETH has been a little bit slow in reacting. But I'm looking at this chart right here. Phase 1, Bitcoin money flow moves into Bitcoin, causes price surges. Okay, we're up around 105. Had a nice little return here. Then phase 2, Ethereum starts outperforming Bitcoin. And we start hearing talks of the flippening, and then you can kind of see how it goes. And then you get into phase 3, which is the large caps. And this could be a lot of the altcoins that you guys know we cover a lot here, Solana, Avalanche, et cetera, that could start to move. When you look at that, and then an alt season right behind that, cycle-wise, do you feel like timing is still somewhat in play here from previous cycles in the past?
Absolutely. I'm glad you asked that because I have a perfect chart to show you just about that I was just looking at. Let's look at others versus Bitcoin right here. So the others is everything outside the top 10 market cap versus Bitcoin. Now, if we look here, we have our dreaded blood diamond, but they don't always play out that bearishly. There is a bearish case here, like kind of April of 2019. However, that was not the place we are in the 4-year cycle. The place we're in the 4-year cycle right now, it looks more like 2017. Look what happened here. You came down quite a bit in late 2016, similar to what we did right here. You got a little bit of a resurgence in the beginning of 2017, and then voila, look, mid-February, beginning of February 2017, you went parabolic against Bitcoin and finally saw that altcoin season. So I think it's a matter of weeks to maybe a month before we see the start of that. So I think it could be easily something like this into the end of the year, at least a jump up against Bitcoin, at least I would say 170%. This chart generally outperforms Bitcoin. I think we can get up to even more against Bitcoin, maybe at the top of what I'm looking at, maybe 400% against Bitcoin. Obviously, not every alt is going to do that good against Bitcoin. You need to be diversified, but a lot of them definitely will outperform Bitcoin. I think the other thing too, ETH versus Bitcoin, real quick, it's come down a lot. We're hitting a major area. I want to show you on the monthly right here. Look at this pattern we had in 2019. You had one green dot here on the monthly, one wave here. And then as you can see, we came down quite a bit more, similar to kind of over here. See, we came down a little bit more. And then you had a deeper wave right in November of 2019. I know it's not the complete 4-year cycle, but bear with me. The same thing is kind of happening. And I think that most of the pain, if not all the pain, is done here. We're getting a big jump. Is if we can get this VWAP to come up on this monthly here, it's going to be really, really good for ETH versus Bitcoin, I think. And this could absolutely outperform Bitcoin by maybe 200%, maybe even more in the coming year. So, yeah.
All right. So ETH to 5,000 in 5 weeks. Possible?
Absolutely. I think, mid-March is what I'm looking at. So that 6-week area is kind of what I'm looking at for a new all-time high, but absolutely possible, yes.
All right, let's take a look at Uniswap. Obviously, another ETH ecosystem token out there, and Uniswap V4 is coming. So this is going to be a big deal because you're going to be able to do a lot more within it, and this will be live on both Ethereum, Polygon, pretty much all the networks that are out there. When you look at Uniswap right now, on the move a little bit, what is your thoughts with this one? Where could it be in the same time frame? Would it mirror what's happening with Ethereum?
So when we look at Uniswap right here, I think it's inevitable that you're going to break out of this big area that we've been in. You can see this huge area. And I mean, your technical targets get kind of crazy because when you break out of this huge area, you got one target all the way up at kind of the old all-time high, $37. So that could be big. That's 200% upward. And if we do draw a pretty large fib level here from top to bottom, so that's a big level that we found. For new all-time highs, I mean, it may not make new all-time highs. A lot of alts won't. That's just the sad reality of it. But if we do make new all-time highs from here, 500%, and I would say at the absolute highest, probably low hundreds. I don't think you're going to go that high. The stars would kind of have to align. I mean, things would have to get really good. But I think you got a really good shot of at least getting up $36 playing with your old all-time highs. If you can, good shot at $70. This may take some time to happen, but within the next few months, I think you could be well on your way. You got some support here, $25, a double within the next month to 2 months, I think is absolutely very likely with this. So, yeah.
On the move right now, Uniswap trading right at 1230. So nice little move here. If you've been following the 4-hour, sentiment is still popping on that one as well. I want to jump over to Bitcoin Dominance because it's starting to fall off. If you look at the 4-hour from around 59, right at 59, almost 60%, where it started to slide now to under 59. Have we maybe hit the top on Bitcoin Dominance?
In all likelihood, yes. I think we have topped, and I'll tell you why right now. As we look at Bitcoin Dominance right here, looking at our monthly, look at these RSIs. They're headed down quite a bit, similar to when it topped over here, January of 21. And this is also exactly, essentially 4 years ago in the 4-year cycle. Look at what happened here. You had a strong downward trajectory for a long time here, which is what we want for a year, and which should, in theory, spark our altcoin season and hopefully, bring us back down to kind of these areas for Bitcoin Dominance. And then kind of once you get down to kind of these areas, again, here's your place to kind of get out of alts, take your profits, take your degenerate profits that you made if we do make it down that far. Maybe it won't. I mean, the thing here is you did make a higher low, a higher high in Bitcoin Dominance here in the grand scheme of things. So we do need to keep an eye on this. I'm not a Bitcoin maxi, but I mean, sometimes, there are a lot of alts, a lot of meme coins and stuff, especially that, like Peanut the Squirrel, a lot of stuff that's been down a lot. So just be careful with it. Don't be too degenerate. But yeah, it looks bearish. I think this is generally going to head down over the next 6 to 12 months. Yeah.
What does this do to Bitcoin right now at least in the same time frame as Ethereum possibly makes a comeback here?
So Bitcoin is probably just going to bleed against Ethereum. It's still going to go up. It's going to be similar to probably what we saw in a lot of 2021, which was a pretty sideways Bitcoin that generally was between 30K to 60K. And
Yeah.
just to show you on the chart here, if we look at, because my trajectory for Bitcoin, if we want to look at Bitcoin here, is I think that Bitcoin into mid-March, this is where I think we'll be at least all-time highs, I hope. That's only 14% up. So you could see a big resurgence for Ethereum. So if Bitcoin goes up 14%, I think Ethereum could go up 40%. So that's like a
Yeah.
2 or 3x against, or doubling, in performance, maybe not that much, but doubling in performance quite a bit. And we could see a resurgence that's really big here, because look at our chart. I mean, we could come up to, let's see, from that bottom, maybe 60% against Bitcoin, and it happened quick from that drop there. And this is where we are in the Fourier cycle, January 21. Look at these jumps. They happened very quick, which was this one. This was March. It came down, and then you just got a crazy 172% jump. So don't be asleep. Don't underestimate this. It could happen very, very quickly.
I like your idea here. Right now, trading season is here. Don't sleep right now. Just stop sleeping.
Yeah.
I like it. Let's get into SWI. And right here, you got a story. SWI says they could rally, well, not they, but Van Eck says they could rally 326%. This is taking SWI from around $4 up to $16 right now by end of 25. Do you like SWI at $16 on a high? What's your theory on this?
It's definitely possible. It's hard to say because it's a newer coin. But if we look at the chart here, let's go to SWI. I mean, I think two next target would be right around that $6 mark and that $7 mark. So little over a double. I mean, if you look at some of these time frames that look good, trigger wave forming right here. I mean, the last time you had something similar, you had a nice kind of wave over here, and you jumped up like a crazy, crazy amount. It's not going to be, you're going to have diminished returns here. So, I mean, I know some people would say crazy high numbers, 700% or whatever. That would be $30. It's not going to go that high, I don't think. But look, the thing I'll say about this is let's focus on $6, focus on $7, and then from there, doubling. I think it's absolutely possible to double from there. So 4x, it's not impossible. Definitely not impossible. I don't know if you're going to go that high. It's hard to say. It's a newer coin. But yeah, I mean, it's possible. So yeah, that's all I can say about that.
A couple of points that they focused on in the article. SWI could account for about 5.5 of their growth here, hence the likely 4x rally on the token. So that's kind of the Van Eck position on this. A couple of analysis within this. Of course, SWI has been one that we've been on for a while, and it continues to perform. And every time it gets around that $4 price, it's an interesting token to watch because we've seen a surge. And of course, if you look at the chart like you just showed, and you look at where SWI is, I think I had it on here. Let me go to that one real quick here. If I have SWI on here, well, I lost it. I had it there.
It's always the way.
Where is it? Did I lose my SWI? Yeah, I thought I had it on the chart. I don't want to try to chase it down.
Lost the SWI.
But I want to get in. I want to get into. Yeah.
You don't want to bring it up?
No, well, he had it, but yeah, he just got to it. I just wanted to show something that I had marked on it earlier, and I wonder if I just deleted my chart. Anyway, let's pick it up over here on Solana. All right, ready? All right, let's go into Solana real quick. Solana's price, their rally target is around 778. The app revenue is rising against Ethereum, and so that could be another factor. We're seeing a lot of explosion on Phantom, along with many networks starting to move in that direction. So all this good for Solana. What is your thought on Solana right now? They surpassed Ethereum right now on their revenue gen.
I'm bullish on Solana. I mean, 700, I think, is a little bit on the very optimistic side, 700 or 800. I know those predictions do float around a lot. I think they may be a little bit too optimistic as of right now. I mean, our next technical target, and I think we should hopefully be able to hit this by summer or in a few months, would be right around 400. If we could break up out of this pattern, money flow is looking pretty good here on our daily. I think there's a really good shot at 400. After 400, your next big place, with this spider line too. And I mean, to get a 3x by March is probably going to take longer than March. But I mean, in August, I would say a trajectory into like August of 600 would absolutely be possible here. And then hopefully after that, then if we zoom out a little bit, some areas we can look at for higher places, kind of end of year. maybe that area I'm seeing that area. I don't think it'll happen until like December. It would take a while, but that's where we could get up to maybe that 700 or 800 mark. But as of right now, let's focus on maybe 400 buy in the next 6 weeks to 2 months, and then hopefully focus on maybe mid-year 650. Those are the two big places right now. And to be honest with you, I'd probably start taking a little bit of profits at 650. That's my really big point for Solana right here. I mean, that still is like what, a 3x or a little over a 3x. I mean, it's a lot for something that has a market cap of 100 billion. Let's be real.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and you got to look at the kind of the genesis behind this. You know, Solana's, their 24-hour app revenue hit 18 mil. So this is surpassing Ethereum. So this is a kind of a historic shift in terms of revenue generation. But we've seen kind of the indicators of why this is happening, obviously with everything from Suite to virtuals, a handful that have started to transition. Let's go into a couple other topics I want to hit on, and that is going to be XRP. Eleanor Terrett, she hits on this right here, which is keep an eye out for possibly more filing activity with XRP ETF applications this week. So we're going to get one. It's just a matter of time. But Grayscale filed theirs yesterday. What does it look like when you look at XRP as it is after a nice run, and it's really been one of the hottest tokens out there over the last 90 days? Where does this go from here?
I think XRP has got a good shot of getting up to my major technical target right around $6, high fives. I mean, the fib level is at $6 exactly, just about $6.06. That's our big kind of target here. And I know it doesn't look like a lot because we've been up so much, but it still is a double from kind of where we are right now. I mean, like I said on Solana, this is $170 billion market cap. I mean, it's probably not 3 or 4x, but can it get up to $4? Can it do 50%? Can it do 100%? Yes, absolutely. It looks pretty good kind of on our measures. I think, you know, your next target maybe where we can get to by mid-year or in a couple of months would be 450, and then hopefully from there, $6. It's a large market cap. I think a lot of things will, you know, outperform it. But I still think, you know, it's a solid one that's probably going to give you at least, you know, close to 100% here. So yeah, I mean, it's good, but I think a lot of other smaller market caps may have a good shot of outperforming it. So.
Yeah, that's the key here. I think getting dry powder. Many people are looking at trades right now that could free up some dry powder. If not, looking at where their liquidity can go into, especially as we start to see some of these smaller caps move. And if you look at the ETF possibility for XRP, which would be the one thing that I think could pump it, and that right now is 83%, 82% chance on Polymarket of a Ripple ETF getting approved. So everybody's on this. You know, they think it's going to happen for sure. Other things I want to hit on, of course, is DOGE. And that was another scenario coming in. Grayscale launching a Dogecoin trust. And of course, they're talking about from meme coin to possibly financial inclusion around Doge. This is so crazy to see Doge come this far in just one 4-year cycle. So the meme coin evolved from the last cycle. Do you like this one and in terms of its chance to grow? What are your thoughts?
I do, for obvious reasons. Yeah, I mean, it's got the attention, it's got the name recognition. I mean, the big places that I'm looking at Doge are obviously going to be the old all-time high, which is going to be, I would say that's probably our worst case scenario for this year. Would be a double top kind of rejection from the all-time high, which a lot of alts kind of have done historically in other bull runs. Like remember Litecoin last cycle was kind of rejection from the old all-time high. It could be like that. If things get really good, then I would be looking at maybe $1.17, $1.90. I think that's probably a little bit too optimistic. That'd be a 500%. Anything is possible with Doge though, and this is generally one of the harder coins to kind of predict. But I think there's a good shot. I mean, we'll focus on new all-time highs. Focus on getting to kind of that next technical target, which would be around 75 cents. So I think you at least could get a double here. After a double, we'll see what happens. We'll see where we are. I think the major place a lot of people may sell would be 75 cents. So after that, 70. I hope we can get higher, but let's see.
You know, the guy who I think really kind of coined that analysis was Yatsu with Animoca Brands. He was the one building around culture is kind of this new curriculum of understanding where growth is going to come from. And we're starting to see this in not only in the meme tokens, but I think also in AI to a certain extent. So it's going to be interesting to watch. Speaking of AI, we got to talk about virtuals. Virtuals is coming in. They're expanding to Solana. Big move. And a lot of things are happening right now. So they're going to get the Meteora pool launch. We're going to get the reserve going out, the base pair consistency, all that's happening. And with all that going off on virtuals, what does the chart look like right now for you, Evan?
Let's take a look. So when we look at virtuals right here, I think the next kind of big place that I'm looking at is a big jump. Yeah, if you can make a new all-time high here, somewhere between $7 to $8.50 is the next big place. You're getting a nice trigger wave here on your 3-day. I mean, it's probably going to be diminished returns from. It's not going to be. I would be unlikely for it to be a 200x again, but but I mean, a tenth of that, 200, well, more than a tenth of, a tenth of that, 200% right there, absolutely possible for a jump up into this area. Sky is the limit for this. I mean, if you could break above kind of, these areas, your next target would be maybe $30, which would be a crazy, crazy jump up, which is possible for some of these new ones. I mean, that is 15x. That may be a way too optimistic, but I think you got a good shot of within the next, 10 months, somewhere between that $7 to $8.50 at least. So I think there's a good shot there. Good shot of what is that? A 4x, 3 to 4x. I think you got a good shot of that. Absolutely.
We're going to be watching. We're heating up our trading analysis here on the channel. As you guys know, we've got Trading Pair coming on. Evan, of course, comes on. Tim coming over from Investing Bros. So we've got a really good group of traders now. We got a lot of new stuff hitting PBN. So if you guys want to visit Evan Aldo right there on YouTube, just Evan Aldo Crypto, you guys can catch him over on Twitch as well and get into some of his cool stuff going on over there. Are you still doing the courses?
Yeah, there's a free course over on evanaldo.com and also a paid course as well. The free course is really good because it tells you when to DCA in and DCA out. Okay. I mean, spoiler alert, now is the time where you're kind of just holding and we're getting into in some months the DCA out. So yeah.
I understand. All right, my man. Well, listen, it was good seeing you. Safe travels out there, and we will definitely get you back on soon to chat and chart these out for sure.
Thanks so much, Paul. Really appreciate it.
You bet. All right, you guys, if you're not in the Diamond Circle, get in right now. It's a great place to get additional content and get into the Telegram group. It's the link right below the Diamond Circle. That's the email list, okay? But get into the Telegram group and join. I jump in there. We chat back and forth. We do a lot of cool stuff over there that you guys don't want to miss. All sorts of indicators, etc., that happen within that Telegram group. So check it out and follow me out there on X at Paul Barron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.